Hi, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you may be watching this recording. I thought it was about time that I actually got brave and put myself in front of the camera to share on the social media platforms a little bit about me. Some of you may have already met me at different events. I'm Bev Raftery and I am the founder of Pure Crystals, which is a crystal infused water bottle. I'm also the founder of Heart and Soul Reiki. Heart and Soul Reiki, if I can just tell you, was my first baby, and it started when I was led to offer Reiki healing professionally, if you like. I had been practicing Reiki, shall I say, for about 8 years on myself. So self-healing, offering it to my animals, members of the family. But then it came to a point in my life where I wanted to be able to offer distance healing. It was actually due to my dad becoming very ill, and I wanted to be able to send him distance healing. So I went to be attuned for Reiki 2, which allowed me to send that distance healing. Then he passed away, and I was very quickly guided into taking my Reiki Master. And the Reiki Master level for me was then when I knew that I could offer Reiki healing one-to-one and in groups on a professional basis. So I started to work towards that by working from home. I was also doing another job, so I was doing the working from home, offering Reiki on a one-to-one basis, on a part-time basis, and I just loved doing that, and I had a really good following. And then the opportunity came to move to a space above a hairdresser's, not too far from where I live. So I thought, okay, let's do it. I just felt guided to do that. So I'm very much into trusting my intuition and follow the guidance that I was receiving at that time. So it was a wonderful hairdressers called Crown Hair, and it was based in a place called Congleton. It was wonderful to work out of that space. I had a number of rooms there. I had my therapy room, I had a space where I could sell crystals, and I also had a space where I could offer meditations from. So I used that space. I started selling more crystals, and because my clients were asking me where I got crystals from, because locally there wasn't anywhere that you could actually go and physically see the crystals to choose them. So I expanded and invested in some crystals and had a lovely little space to sell the crystals. And then I was guided again to offer meditation. I at that time didn't feel confident to offer those meditations myself, but there was one very special client who convinced me to offer those. I'd been meditating for many years myself, but I didn't think that I could bring all that together and guide somebody to relaxation. Anyway, so I started to look around for meditation courses, and I found one, and I then became a meditation teacher. And I was extremely fortunate to have just connected with a wonderful group of very spiritual and just wonderful people that really gave me the confidence to follow my soul's purpose. We were all definitely brought together for a reason, and we met every week for, I think we were at Congleton for maybe 6-7 months after that. But then I started to outgrow the meditation space at Congleton, so I started to have to look for other spaces to rent. So all in all, it became clear that I would have to change the way that I worked again. So it was with great regret that I left Congleton, and I moved into Alsager then, and I then began to rent rooms within Alsager for my therapies, and also then for my meditation. Most of my lovely group came with me to Alsager because we'd got that bond, we had that soul connection, and we carried on, and we flitted through different venues, and then I eventually ended up at Alsager Wellness Rooms, where I've been teaching out of for 2 years, just over 2 years now. Then things again began to change, and my lovely group started to move. They were moving in different directions, and it had to change because I was bringing new clients in there for meditation. It was just wonderful to see people flow in and out of the groups. So through the work that I was doing, the one-to-ones, the meditations, I again was guided to look at how crystals can, how the energies of crystals can be transferred into water so that we then drink that energy. This is often called a crystal elixir. Crystal elixirs have been around for millenniums, and it is, it's proven that the energies of the crystals will imprint into the water, and then that energy is ingested and will flow wherever it is needed, depending on the vibrational properties and energies of the crystals. So I personally was guided to drink crystal water for myself. I have to drink a lot of water. I always have done. If I don't, I get a lot of headaches. So I thought, well, okay, so there's obviously something that I am needing to support me. So I started to look for, well, first of all, I used to just put crystals directly into my water. And that was fine when I was at home. And of course, I had to make sure that all the crystals that I was using were safe to put in water, because there's some crystals that are not safe to put in water. So then it became, well, okay, I'm okay drinking crystal water when I'm at home, but what about when I am out? So I started to experiment, and this was probably about 2.5 years ago maybe, where I wasn't, and we hadn't really woken up to the harmful benefits of drinking out of plastic water bottles. So I used to just put crystals into a plastic water bottle and take them out with me, which was, obviously I wouldn't do that now, and I wouldn't suggest that you do that neither, because it's really not good for us to drink out of plastic water bottles, and the energies of the crystals then have to work against the toxins that the plastic water bottles give off. So anyway, then I started to think, right, okay, well, this needs to be in a glass bottle, surely. I drink it out of a glass when I'm at home. So I started to look for a glass water bottle, and I experimented with, tea strainers in glass bottles and all of that, and it just wasn't right. So then, I started to think, well, can I adapt a glass bottle in some way? And again, that didn't work for me to try to do it. So got online and started to search for crystal water bottles, and I came across a fantastic one, and it was by a German company, and they were probably the first company to introduce glass crystal infused water bottles, and I did sell those for some time, but they just still, although they're very beautiful, they just still weren't quite right for me. I wanted a smaller bottle and a bottle that you could place your own crystals into, so that you can personalize the crystals and change them whenever your energies change, because our energetic needs change sometimes daily, hourly. So then I wanted to be able to personalize the crystals in my bottle to suit my daily needs. At the time, I couldn't find a bottle that could offer this, so I spoke to my husband and we decided to invest in some glass water bottles. I sent for a few samples, and my wonderful meditation ladies and gentlemen were asked their opinions on a couple of samples, and luckily most of them went with the crystal water bottle that I had really already set my heart on. So again, thank you to all of those that helped me in that process. They know who they are. And so then we thought, right, okay, let's do this. And yeah, we invested and we purchased the glass water bottles. And I'd already decided that I would just be purchasing the glass water bottles from the manufacturers, and the crystals themselves I would source separately, because I wanted to be able to cleanse the crystals with sound, with the moon energies, the sun energies, and more importantly with Reiki energies. So using my skills, if you like, of being able to channel Reiki energies to cleanse all of the crystals before they went into the bottles. So very excited. The countdown to the bottles was going ahead, and they then arrived and the crystals arrived, and it was all very exciting. And I started to sell them online, and also at small mind, body and spirit fairs that I was doing at that time, and they were extremely well received. And it then gave me the confidence to actually go out there and sell Pure Crystals water bottles, and also reach more people. So I decided to go to some of the bigger events down in London, bearing in mind that I'm from Staffordshire, and in the middle, if you like, and going to London to do an event was just like, wow, I would never have thought that I would be in that position. But again, we took the risk, and our first event was the Balance Festival at Brick Lane last March, April. And again, the response that we had from the bottles, it was just amazing, because people loved the fact that they were small. I'll just show you one, because I haven't actually shown you one, have I? This is the one that I'm working with at the moment. Again, this is a personalised one with all the 5 elements to connect to all the elemental energies outside. So that's mine that I've got at the moment. So they liked the fact that it was nice and small, that it could just fit in your handbag, the bamboo, and the fact that you could put your own crystals in. So from going to that event, and meeting so many wonderful people, and they were all very encouraging and said, oh, you need to go to these events. And so okay, we took the step again, and invested to attend the Mind, Body and Spirit Fair at Olympia, which would have probably been in March. And again, amazing, just blown away totally by the response, and how well it was received, and how people got such a lot from the crystals, talking to me and me sharing sharing my passions, talking about how crystals can support you on a day-to-day basis, and my journey of how I got to where I am. So I just fell in love with everything that I was doing at that time, and it was sort of like, right, where can we go next? Where can we go next? Where can we go next? So we did. We sort of followed the bigger events, and it was just fantastic. But then in my mind, I wanted to pull the two things that I was doing together somehow. So pure crystals, water bottles, heart and soul Reiki. So I thought, okay, when I sell a bottle, why don't I offer a simple meditation to help people to connect to the bottle, to the crystals? That way they are making that deeper connection with the crystals, and that might help them and support them more deeply. Because I know, again, when I take a moment just to connect to the crystals and really, focus upon my breath, the here and now, focusing on the crystals, asking the crystals to work with me and support me for my highest good, then it really does make that connection deeper. That's it really makes that connection more deeply, to feel into the energies of the crystals. So I started to offer a free guided meditation. I have been a little bit hit and miss with offering these meditations. I offer those that buy online, the meditations, but then sometimes at events I haven't always got the opportunity to offer this meditation. So if you're watching this, you've got one of my bottles and you've never received a guided meditation, please do get in touch with me. But the thing is, I'm going to be putting them out there on my website anyway very soon. I have been hiding, if you like, behind the scenes. Don't know why. I've been doing everything behind the scenes, and I'm fine face to face. I love talking to people. I can talk to groups, I can talk to individuals, but put me in front of a camera and I either freeze or I go on too much. But once I get into the flow, then I think I'm okay. So my thing for now is to connect more with you, with anybody that would like to connect more, and to share how crystals, whether it be in the water bottle or whether it be something like this selenite stick that I'm holding just to calm me, whether it be anything, whether it be a tumblestone, something like the smoky quartz. There are so many ways that crystals can support you, and as you can see, I love to wear crystals as well. So there is a crystal for absolutely anything to support you in any way that you may need at different times of your life. And obviously, as I'm recording this, we are in the midst of some very strange times with the COVID-19, and we are all having to look at how we work, how we live, and hopefully that it's not going to be forever, and we can all soon get back to whatever it is that we love to do. But in the meantime, I would love to offer more sessions to share my wisdom, if you like, my healing tools, take you and guide you through meditations, or however way that I may be able to support you. I will be posting some events that I'll be hosting online very soon, and you'll be able to find them probably through social media at the moment, and then I will be placing them on my website as well for you to connect. but yeah, it's now time for me to bring all of both of my businesses together, and really I will be coming under the umbrella of Pure Crystals. Heart and Soul Reiki, I'm going to just bless and thank it for all that it has brought to me, and I will always have a space in my heart for Heart and Soul Reiki, literally. But it is now time to move forward, and I thought that the Pure Crystals, I can offer so many different things underneath that. So, you know, it will be Pure Crystals, and then I'll have an arm, if you like, of that for meditations, one-to-one healing, workshops, what else was it? Online sales of crystals. So there'll be lots of things that will actually come under the umbrella of Pure Crystals. And I am glad that I have got, well, I'm more than glad, I'm extremely blessed and happy that I have got this now to focus on and share with you. It has been challenging for me over the past few weeks to know that I would be working up to not being able to meet my clients face to face, and obviously a lot of my events that I was going to attend to sell the crystals have been cancelled, totally understandably. And yeah, it's been difficult, but I've had a few wobbles, I've had a talking to myself, and I have meditated a lot, used crystals, got myself out into nature. I've changed my whole morning routine, whereas before I always get up early anyway. I was always up early, but now I still get up early, I do my meditation, and then I've started to take myself out. I'm very lucky where I live close to the canal, and I don't see anybody, so I go out on my once allowed outing of the day at the moment for a little jog, walk, jog, but also that allows me to connect to the elemental energies. Love trees, love hugging trees, and I have spent a lot of time over these last few days hugging trees. I've had runners running past me, and I don't know what they think, but that's okay, because I am hugging a tree and receiving the healing energies from the tree. I've been standing outside, barefooted, and really just connecting to the energies around me. So that has helped a lot over the last few days. So I'm going to continue with that morning routine for as long as I can, and even if I can't go out and walk, jog, then I will still make sure that I get out into my garden and just absorb the energies around me. So what started off as I didn't think I'd be able to say anything, I have now spoken for nearly 24 minutes. So I'm going to round it up now, and if you have stayed this long, then thank you so much. I really appreciate you listening, and maybe you might just dip in and out this video recording just if it calls to you. So thank you to anyone that may be watching this. Thank you, and huge love to anybody that may need it at this time. Sending love and blessings and healing to you and all around you. And I hope that we can connect in some way very soon. So please just watch out for my Facebook or my Instagram page. info@purecrystals, waterbottles.co.uk is my email address, and my website is crystalwaterbottles.co.uk. no, sorry, purecrystalwaterbottles.co.uk. And yeah, I'm not going to say any more now, other than take care, stay safe, and thank you. May you have a wonderful rest of your day, evening. Blessings to you all. Namaste.